just come to a comfortable seat, and we'll eventually move into a hip opener to start. You might want a block or something nearby, but a strap is what we're really gonna definitely need tonight. And let's see, only 2 guests from Colorado. So I've been suffering from the craziness of that cold snap and essentially moving into hibernation. I felt like not a lot of movement, but there was something that I experienced last Thursday that I wanted to talk about, and it was just so very poignant too for yoga. And I went to a Japanese tea ceremony where they only display the tea ceremony and serve the tea to one person. We all got the tea, but she performed the tea ceremony specifically to one person, and so you were watching, as like the third person removed, this performance and very tranquil ceremony occurring with just the sounds of the boiling water and the socked feet walking across the mats. And as I watched her perform this very meticulous and practiced movement, I couldn't help but think of yoga and think of being on this mat and how much that can become this tranquil meditation practice, even when it gets hard and when it gets shaky, how the very attuned movement of simply even placing your foot forward or back and thinking about your breath and the tips of your fingertips in that moment can bring you into a space of ease where everything else just seems to fall away. And so I'd like to offer that for tonight's class. And maybe that means kind of tuning out some of the distractions. We'll have some music, but it will, I'm pretty sure, have no lyrics. And I'd like you to think about simply you being in your body on the mat and letting everything else fall away. And how by taking that, kind of time warp, the 60-minute time warp, how making yourself continue to be present in just this moment, in just this one simple movement, and not letting yourself jump ahead, not letting yourself let everything compound, it starts to almost unbraid and make everything else a little bit more simple and less complex. So now we'll start to move into a hip opener and also into our breath. Take your left shin and place it across so that it is parallel with the front edge of your mat. And then your right leg over top. Bend into your, yay. For Agni Sambhasana or fire log pose, you want to make sure that your shins are stacking, that you're doing your hips justice by not letting this front heel come in too far. And in fact, as an alternate tonight, sometimes we do figure four, but as an alternate, you can always take this front foot and bring it out in front. My calves are a little bit large, so it doesn't really look like they're stacked, but they're pretty much stacked. So that's an option that if you haven't explored for Agni Sambhasana, Try that variation, or if you really like figure four, you can go there too. Scoop your glutes back so that you feel both sit points rooting down, and then hands either on your shins or fingertips down by your side. Pull your chest gently forward. Press your fingertips down or pull into your front shin to lengthen your spine. Let your eyes come to close. Let your mouth gently seal. Start to move into a gentle rhythm of inhale and exhale. Moving the breath in and out through your nose. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest. Letting yourself steep in what might be the first moments of silence in your day. The first moments of stillness. And then bringing your awareness to your breathing. Create a slight constriction at the back of your throat, slipping into Ujjayi breath. Making your breath a little bit fuller with each inhale. And increasing the length of your exhale with each breath out. So that you make an oceanic sound. Another breath here. And then gently open your eyes. Reach up, find your top leg, and gently set it forward. Again, being meticulous with your movement, you'll slide the bottom leg out. And with care, drawing now the right foot, which is on the bottom, in. Shin parallel to the front of your mat, foot flexed. And then reach down for the other foot and place it on top. If you did a variation on the first side, take that variation. Make sure that top foot is flexed back. And then move your hands back into the same position that you did, either fingertips by your side on the outside of each hip, or hands pulling into that top shin to lengthen your spine. When you have set yourself into the pose, again, let your eyes start to get heavy, maybe letting your lids seal completely. And drop right back into your Ujjayi breath, hearing that oceanic rhythm of inhale and exhale. Simple, easy breath in. Simple, easy breath out is all that you have to do right in this moment. If your mind starts to slip away to a list of things to do, what's coming up in your future, and things start to feel heavy, like they are compounding upon you. And then make the constriction of your throat a little bit greater so that the sound, that oceanic sound, becomes all consuming, and that is all you hear. And your ribs expanding and contracting is the utmost sensation in your body where you bring your awareness. And you press a little bit more through your finger pads or into your hands to lengthen your spine even longer, reaching the crown of your head up. And you feel that top left knee starting to ease a little bit down. You feel the sensation on the side of your hips growing a little bit greater. So that your work here on the mat is not only disassembling and simplifying off of the mat, but also inside your body. Feeling into the places and breathing into the places where you have little aches or pains or constrictions. And using this time to undo the knot. And to blend together your mind, your body, and your breath. Slowly, again, open your eyes. Gently ease that top leg off. And then take care as you slowly transition your way onto your back. Move into some abdominals, and I'll start some gentle music. So lying down on your back, no props needed. Stretch your legs long. Press your hands down by your side. Feel your whole spine resting down on the mat. Feel your whole body. Back of your heels, the back of your neck. And then keeping your right leg extended, gently draw your left knee in. Interlace your fingers and give your left knee a gentle squeeze. And as you squeeze down and press down, notice your low back also reaching down towards the mat. Maybe a little decompression occurring there. You can roll your ankle if you need to. It feels good. And release the left knee, extend that leg long. Pull in your right leg, bend your knee, interlace your fingers, maybe taking the opposite interlace, and then draw your right knee in towards your chest. Keep pressing your left leg long. Feel a little compression into the right side of the rib. And release your hands. Keep the right knee bent where it is and press your palms down into the mat. Flex your extended left leg. Flex your right foot back too, well, both feet rather. And then if you can, bring your left leg up to hover. Immediately, you'll feel your lower abdominals turn on. Keep pressing your low back down, hands down, and keep your shoulders grounded as well. Start to bring both knees in over your hips. Inhale. Exhale and bring your right leg forward, left knee in. Now try to keep your right foot hovering over the ground, and then notice if your right toes want to sneak out to the side. Pull those right toes up towards the ceiling, press your low back down. Keep pressing your hands down, ground your shoulder head. Inhale through center, and then exhale, switch left leg extended, right knee drawing. Inhale, pull into midline. And then exhale, right leg goes forward, left leg back. Use your abdominals and then start to sync the movement with the breath. Inhale, pulling into center, maybe pausing or maybe making it a little bit more fluid. Inhale. Getting curious about where you feel this in your body. How you can make it a simple movement that almost becomes like a trance. So you're not disassociating from your body during abdominals, because that's easy to do, or wishing that they were just over. But instead, finding a place of ease where you can start to maybe even find a little delight in, hey, there's something going on in there, under there maybe. Making sure that you're taking any adjustments you need so that there's not discomfort. If it feels good to you tonight, you can speed up your breath into a Kapalabhati breath, quick short exhales, and let that sync up with the movement. But if you like the slower pace, then by all means, stay there. If you're at a slower pace, do one more round. And if you're at the faster pace, we'll do another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set both of your feet down long. Inhale, stretch both of your arms up overhead. And then exhale, plant your hands, pull your heels in. Press your feet down, gently rise up into a bridge pose. Draw your knees towards each other. Flip your palms and press the back of your hands down into the mat. Thumbs reaching towards the outside. Use more hamstrings than glutes to lift your hips a little bit higher. Think about pressing into your heels to lengthen the crown of your head, and then reach through your kneecaps in the opposite direction. Inhale. Feel your chest rise, maybe even chin rise a little bit so that there's no constriction at the front of your throat. And then exhale slowly. Lower down one vertebra at a time. Draw your knees into your chest. Lift your heels just slightly and then roll a little bit forward to back. All the way along the spine and then up onto hip point. Continue to do this 3 more times and we'll meet balancing in Navasana or boat pose. So heels lifted, shins parallel with the mat to start. Use your hands and take a hold right underneath your knees. Pull your chest forward. Find that balancing point on both of your hips. See if you can bring your feet together and spread your toes. Hollow out behind your navel. And then reach your chest high. See if you can come back to your breath. Maybe start to ease up on your hands, letting them come away from your knees. Palms up, thumbs out. Again, pull your chest up. Turn on in your core. Feel your legs active. Maybe start to straighten. And if you straighten, press through the balls of your feet up. Still flex those toes back. Whew. Inhale. Exhale. Feel stillness even here. More breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, hands come behind, pull through. And then slowly roll onto hands and knees. Whew, right on that heat. All right, from here, we're gonna set ourselves up for dolphin pose. So coming down onto your forearms. Spread your fingers. Look at your fingers as if they're completely new. Press down through finger pads. Notice a little whiteness starting to form on either side of each fingernail. Then move your gaze to your forearms. Press your forearms down. Feel your shoulder blades protract away from your spine. See if you can press down now again through fingertips and then into the palms of your hands. Drop your gaze back to your knees. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees up, coming into dolphin. Pull your elbow tips towards each other. Take an inhale. Draw your hips up. Walk your toes in. Exhale, press again. Fingertips, palms, forearms. Ease your body a little bit farther back, closer to those shins. Inhale. Protract in the shoulders and feel the stretch move into your upper back. Exhale. Ease your heels down a little bit closer to the mat. Inhale. Feel a little lightness in the feet. Exhale. See if you can ground that energy down through the bottoms, the soles. And then finding the posture that you can hold with some efficiency. Take 3 more breaths. Maybe closing your eyes. Syncing up your breath. The movement of your breath into the body, where it stretches and pulls, and the power, the heat that builds with this hold, the energy that is created. and then burns through. Slowly bring your knees down. Lift your elbows up, plant your hands. Maybe moving them a little bit wider, and then just rock. Be a little bit organic, moving side to side. I remember in the tea ceremony, one thing that was incredibly mesmerizing was the movement that she used with this square red cloth. And the cloth signified purity. And she would fold it in such a manner and then dust or wipe out the bowls. So coming to stillness, honing in, very articulating in the next flow. Think about what each movement is, what I'm asking you to do, how I'm asking you to place your body, and let it not so much come from memory, but explore each posture as though it was brand new. From here, lift up into a plank posture. Feel for the first time the strength of pressing your hands down, drawing your navel up and in. And then start to bend your knees. Notice how as you hover your knees, again, the heat begins to build. Pull your hips back. Feel the stretch in your arms, and then start to ease again your legs towards straight, dropping your head down. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. And inhale, press into your palms, draw your hips up. Exhale. More time, inhale. Feel the posture. Imagine that you were looking at yourself in this posture from about 10 feet above. And then raise your left leg high. See what your body looks like from that third person perspective. Bend your knee, heel to glute, then pull your thigh into your ribs and ease yourself forward into plank. Slowly place your left foot down in between your hands, pull your chest through, and lower your right knee down, top of the right foot down. Inhale, guide your arms up, draw your navel in, and deepen your lunge into the left knee, draw your shoulders down. Inhale, look up. Find your fingertips, interlace them, and then bring the palms to the back of the neck. Palming your neck, draw your elbow tips together and up. Lengthen your spine manually by pulling the weight of your head off from the top of your spine. Take an inhale. And exhale, draw the ribs together. Keep your core engaged. Take another breath in. Release hands, exhale. Let them glide all the way back down to the mat. Here, start to ease your left leg to straight, curling your left toes up, hands on either side. Inhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits, and exhale, fold. More time, breath in and out. Slowly come forward, plant that foot, plant your hands, and step back into that plank posture. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Press the tops of your feet down and sweep your arms back behind you. Either palms towards side of the hips or interlacing your hands. Inhale, guide head, neck, and chest up. Squeeze your palms towards each other. Draw your fingertips longer back towards your toes. Press your core down. Inhale. Exhale. Holding this Salambhasana locust pose. Take another breath in. Exhale. Keep your chest lifted. Bring just your palms down underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Activate your body and slowly press up like this movement was nothing. Your body was light as a grain of rice. Breath in and out. Bend your knees, hover them over the mat to glide your hips back. Inhale. Exhale, moving your legs towards straight. The tea ceremony kind of reminded me also of, if you've ever watched somebody rock climb with such strength and such skill, they make it look completely effortless. So this woman in her kimono, very restrictive attire, unlike yoga clothes. Everything was legs together, slowly dropping your knees down to the mat, then rocking back on your heels and coming up. But you couldn't tell that it even took strength. Inhale, lengthen your right leg up. Exhale, bend your heel towards your glute, and then using the hip, draw the thigh to rib. Inhale, pull yourself forward, and then exhale, slowly place the right foot down between your hands. Gaze forward, lower the left knee down, and the top of the left foot down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, ease a little bit more forward into the right knee. Gaze comes up, bring your fingertips together. Take the opposite interlace of your hands. Bring it down to your neck and cradle around the top of your neck, base of your head, your skull. Pull your elbow tips in and then pull up, easing the weight of your head off of your spine. Take another breath in. Ribs come together, out. Inhale, lengthen your arms. Exhale, glide them down. Start to straighten the right leg, curl the right toes up. Inhale. Exhale, fold down over your front knee. Breath in and out. Inhale, slowly come forward, plant your hands, your toes, and step back into plank. Breath in, and then pushing into the mat, let yourself lower slowly all the way down. Press the tops of your feet down, even your pinky toe edge. Slip your hands back. If you're interlacing, take the opposite interlace. Inhale, head, neck, and chest up. Draw fingertips back. Exhale. Hips heavy. Lengthen the crown of your head forward. Maybe lift your feet up and pull fingers and feet as far as they can away from the crown of your head. Take a breath in and out. This time, keeping your legs lifted, shoulders lifted. Release your hands, bring them back forward. Hover them right under your shoulders, and then flex your feet so your toes are also hovering over the mat. And then trying to make this look as easy as it isn't. Let your toes come down, hands come down. Gently press up like you're levitating into plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees come down to hover like you're wearing a kimono. Keep those legs together. Hips back over your heels, and then straighten your legs. into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Again, inhale through your nose and exhale. Again, imagine that you're watching yourself from the rafters. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, heel towards glute. Bring your thigh into your ribs and then come forward. Tap knee to elbow. Left knee, left elbow. Come back, lengthen that left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, bend knee, bend at the hip. Come forward and cross left knee, right elbow. Inhale, fully extend the left leg again. Exhale, bend at the knee, bend at the hip. Come forward, swing it to the right elbow, and then extend that left leg out to the right side. Keep that foot flexed. You're gonna pivot on the ball of your back foot, coming into fallen triangle. So back foot comes parallel to the back of the mat. Stay here, maybe just lift onto right fingertips or pressing strongly into the left hand. Pull your right arm across your chest and reach it up towards the ceiling. Push also your right hip point up, gaze up. If it feels good, you can let the right arm start to drop back so that you get a little bit more of a stretch into your chest. Keep pressing that back right foot down into the mat so the whole foot is pressing into the mat. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, slowly unwind, right arm down. Feel your left hip pull back. Bend the left knee. Lift the left heel high. And then exhale, plant the left foot down. Slowly come down to your knees. Press back, taking embryo, child's pose, whatever feels good. And also, I know we have some people that might have some wrist sensitivity in tonight's class. So always an option when we start to get into those longer holds. And if you'd like to watch, you can always come up onto your knees. You can always come down into forearm. So once you get that foot out, coming out down onto forearm can be really helpful and take some of the pressure off that wrist. As we're doing the pull throughs, you can also take it with fists. And sometimes that feels good. And if you come up with any other creative modifications, feel free to take that too, because I know it's a lot of wrist stuff. In fact, everybody, let's just come to Thunderbolt pose, sitting on your heels, and interlace your hands and just roll your wrists out one way and the other. Whoop and whoop. And then release your hands and wiggle your fingers. Roll your wrists out here, single in one rotation, and then in the opposite direction. Spread your fingers wide, come back forward, and we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Again, perspective from the third person, watching yourself move through these movements. Right leg extend, bend your knee, bend at your hip, thigh to ribs, come forward, and tap right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen the right leg back up behind you. Exhale, bend at the knee, bend at the hips. Come forward, knee through, and then swing it over to the left elbow. Inhale, Extend the right leg high, keeping a little bounce in that left knee. Exhale, knee, hip, come forward, over to the left side and extend the right leg. Pivot on the left foot, and you can come down to forearm if that feels better. Either keep your left hand down or start to lift it up into fallen triangle pose. Press the left hip point high, left hand high. If it feels good, let it drop back behind you. Opening up in your chest. Inhale. Keep pressing down through that left foot so the whole left foot is pressing into the mat. Exhale slowly. Close the left hand back down. You feel the left hip drawing back. Bend the knee and step back into down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Lower your knees down. Again, you can take child's pose, or if those wrists stretched, this felt really good to you, then come back into Thunderbolt. Roll your wrists with fingers interlocked in both directions. Then break apart, roll wrists out singly in one rotation and the other. Again, you can take either or, child's pose or embryo, or the wrist stretches. And then if you are down, inhale, slowly come up into all fours. And if you're in Thunderbolt, also meet in all fours. Tuck toes, press back, downward facing dog. Again, moving your awareness into third person. Inhale, lift your right or left leg high. Exhale, bend your knee, thigh to ribs. Come forward, tap left elbow with your left knee. Inhale, coming back, repeating the motion, but giving it just as much thought as you did on the first time. Exhale, bend knee, bend at the hip, draw your left knee forward into plank, tap right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend at the knee, bend at the hip, thigh to ribs, pull forward into plank, draw your knee over, extend it. Inhale, rise up into fallen triangle. This time, stretch your arm overhead. Press your hips up toward the ceiling. Move your gaze up to the ceiling. And slowly unwind, pull the left leg back in, plant the hand, extend the left leg. Now we're gonna go the opposite direction. Bend knee. Now move your heel towards the right hip. Start to let the left leg drop back behind you. Again, you can keep your left hand planted or just pull the left palms up. Right arm is the base. Right forearm can also be the base here. Left toes will tap and then maybe left arm comes up. You can either keep toes down or bring your whole left foot down. Open your chest up. Slowly come back. Left leg extends. Exhale, bring thigh to ribs, come forward and through, going straight into fallen triangle. Inhale, open. Exhale, right arm down, pull up. Exhale, maybe move all the way back into wild. Left hand down, left leg lifts, pull through, fallen triangle, right arm up. Exhale, right hand down, pull through, open your left hip, and fall back, fallen triangle, or wild thing. Bring your left hand down, left foot down, downward facing dog. Knees down, forearms down. Press up, dolphin pose. Ground down through your elbows. Pull them towards each other. Plant your palms. Take a deep breath in and out. Feel your forearms pulling in towards midline. Exhale. One more breath. Exhale, bring your knees down. Lift up your palms, bring them together into prayer pose, forehead down, and then take your thumbs to the back of your neck for dolphin prelude. Melt your chest down to the mat. Feeling your shoulders retract onto your back. Just being here in the moment, not letting the future compound and feel heavy or drag you down or disable. We know what's coming, but we can prepare it, and it is just simply one step at a time. Maybe your steps stop at one place and then you come back. Maybe you make your way all the way into the expression that I'm showing. Ultimately, the final pose or the peak pose does not matter so much as your sinking movement and your breath and your consciously placing your body into each shape, gaining your inner wisdom of where your edge is. Release your hands, pull palms back, rock forward, lift up, plank. Exhale, bend your knees to hover, press back. Gain that third person perspective, hovering now maybe a little bit over to the left rafters. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee, thigh bend. Rock forward, tap right knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, heel to glute, thigh to ribs, come forward, cross, tap, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee, thigh, ribs forward, tap and extend the right foot. Moving into fallen triangle, start by stretching your arm overhead, making more of an arcing rainbow, and then peeling your chest open. Inhale. Exhale, fluid motion, left hand down, bend right knee, extend. Now starting to flip the shape over, bend, and bring your heel more towards the left glutes. Start to let that foot drop behind you, feeling the stretch across the right side, a weightlessness in the right hand, then right toes tap down, right arm starts to lift up, healing yourself open into wild thing. Strong, active left hand pushing you up. Extend through the right fingertips. And some people prefer just toes down, and some people like their full right foot down. So your choice. And then move your gaze down where you want your right hand to land. Plant it, pull your right leg up. And then exhale, come back forward, thigh to ribs. Press your right leg underneath you, fallen triangle, left arm lifts. Inhale. Move gaze back to where you want that left hand to land. Plant it. And then inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale. Moving back into wild thing. Right foot behind you, right arm plant. Inhale. Open your chest up towards the ceiling. Move gaze to where you want that right hand to land. Exhale. Planting it. Inhale, extend right leg. Exhale. Fallen triangle. Inhale, left arm lifts. Open your chest to the ceiling. Exhale, back. Pull it. Right leg through. Inhale. Exhale, drop the right foot behind you. Lift your right arm up. Exhale, plant the right hand. Plant the right foot. Downward facing dog. Pause. And slowly lower your knees down. Come back onto your heels and find your strap. So, with your strap tonight, you're going to want a circle. So if you have a traditional yoga strap, you're going to take the end through both D-rings, open up one side, split them and pull it back through. So a big strap. If you don't have a traditional yoga strap, then you're going to go for a smaller version of a loop. And so you'll just take whatever creative prop you have. If it's a belt, you can just bring one side through and you're going to just kind of like lasso yourself. If you're using a scarf, then just make a knot, a double knot. And you just need as much space as you can put your feet through. All right. So once you get your strap situated into your loop, again, don't worry. Don't let yourself jump ahead. Instead, set up your prop, place it to the side of you, and lower down onto your belly. Chin down to the mat to start, legs long. Bend your left foot, reach back and find your left ankle with your left hand. Keep that knee pressing in towards midline, and then bend your right knee, reach back with your right hand and capture your right ankle. Now, if you can't reach here, then you might use your strap and just getting around your feet, not needing the loop yet. We're going to open up into Dhanurasana or bow pose. So with hands on the ankle, knees drawing together, start to press your feet into your hands and use that strength to guide your chest up. Keep your belly strong, pressing down into the mat. And think about really your thighs being still parallel with the mat, more your chest pulling up. Inhale. Exhale, pull your knees in towards midline. So this can be a very small lift. You might get a pretty large arc, or curvature in your spine. Exhale, slowly release down. Bring one cheek to the mat. And then let yourself completely release. This is the part where you're just simply enjoying the tea. Feeling your spine unfurl. Bring chin back into center, bend left knee, bend right knee. So again, the simple process of setting it up, boiling the water, making the tea, reach back for both ankles. And then pull feet into hands, lift your chest up. Frothing the tea, lots of hard work. Inhale. And exhale, release, come down. Bring opposite cheek to the mat. Enjoying the fruits of your labor. Feel your muscles release, that ease washing over your body. And then lift your chin back up. Come up onto forearms. So then moving into the big pose, you'll take your strap, bend your knees, and you have the big loop. You'll put both feet in the strap and one side of the loop over your shoulders. If you have the small loop, then it'll be very similar. You'll put your feet again in the small loop of the strap, and then whatever the tail of your strap is, or belt or whatever, will also go over one shoulder, and you'll put your thumb in it if you have a loop, or you'll hold on to the edge with your right hand. From here, press your hips down. Keep your knees drawing together because they're going to want to go out to the side. But like I said, keep them together, and then lift your right arm up. Move your gaze out in front of you, and again, just follow along in the steps. And when you get to a point where it's like, you know what, that water is hot enough for me, then you stay there and you let your tea steep where you are. So right arm lifts, and then you stay low to start. Reach up with your left hand. Either both hands are gripping the strap, one behind the other, or both thumbs are in the strap or hands gripping over the strap. And then from here, you start to kick, feet into hands, hands into pull forward. Now, if your strap is really big and you're like, I think I could heat that water up a little bit more, then come down and cinch up with your right hand and then your left, one hand over the other, and then slowly let it build. Pressing feet and hands, keeping your knees towards each other. Armpits shining forward, elbow tips reaching forward. Strong core. Trying to keep that easy cadence of breath. One more time, inhale. Exhale, bring your legs down. Slip your hands out of the strap. Let it drop out to the side. Bring one ear down to the mat. Open your knees out wide. And then bend your knees so your feet are up in the air. And just rock your feet from side to side. Keeping your belly down, keeping your muscles relaxed. slowly start to still the movement of your feet. Straighten your legs long. And then gently roll over onto your back. If you found yourself off the mat, then recenter yourself. Extending your legs and extending your arms. Lying here on your back. Use this time to reflect on the last 60 minutes of ceremony. On the focus, maybe even hyper focus of your mind, on the placement of your body as we moved into each posture, as we built each step. Notice the awareness that you have now of your body lying on the mat, placement of each bone, each finger, each toe, your joints, your head. Notice also the deconstruction and simplicity from which each posture is built, one block upon the other. To create a expression how that expression felt in your body when you reached the peak. And then slowly retracing your path back down. And that as we move through life, if our goal is simply to get to that peak posture, the end of the alphabet, that infinity, without savoring and building and growing all of the letters, all of the spaces in between. How unreachable that feels, how unattainable, how much weight and clutter. Instead, if we piece it apart and concentrate on just the next step, the path will unfold. Slowly bring some movement back into your fingers and your toes, moving your awareness back into your body. And gently guide yourself out into a seated posture. maybe with a stretch or with a slight bridge pose, fetal position. When you come to your seat, place your palms together at heart center. Feeling the heat from each opposite hand in the other. Slowly raise thumbs up to third eye center. Be curious. Follow your bliss. Namaste.